Hey guys, welcome back to Remote Learning. I'm just going to go through the answers for the hire purchase quiz in this video. Alright, so make sure you're making use of the formula sheet as you go with this. This will be really helpful for this task. So in this first question, Eloise purchased a lounge suite for $350 deposit and monthly repayments of $320 for 18 months. If the purchase price of the lounge suite is $5,000, then part 1 is what amount of interest does Eloise pay? So to do this, we're going to have to find out how much she pays in total. So she pays $320 for 18 months. So that's how much she pays in that 18 months. And she's already paid $350. So that's how we find out how much she has paid in total. And once you chuck that into the calculator, you get a value of $6,110. That's not your final answer though, because this question asks how much interest does she pay? Interest is pretty much the amount of money you pay in extra. This is the total amount she pays. So to find out how much extra or how much interest she pays, we're going to have to do 6,110, that's the total amount, minus the original cost, which is 5,000, and that will give me the interest. The formula could also be written as A minus P. So I equals A minus P. That will also be on your formula sheet. So if you work that out, you'll find out that she pays an extra $1,110, or she pays $1,110 in interest. Next question, what is the flat rate of interest per annum for this situation? So referring back to the formula sheet, we've got our formula for that. It is just RF equals 100I over PT. So let's start filling in this formula. I'm just going to write 100 there again. We know what I is, we worked that out in the last question. We want 1,110. Principal, you might think it's 5,000, but it's actually not 5,000. It's how much she borrows. So because she's already paid $350, the principal will actually be 5,000 minus 350. That gives me 4,650 for my P. Times that by time, it's 18 months. That's 1.5 years. I'm going to put that there. And once you work that out, put that in your calculator and we'll give you a value of 15.9%. Our next question, question 3. It says a motorbike advertised for 14.7k can be bought under the following hire purchase agreement. No deposit is charged, but the loan must be paid off monthly over a period of 3 years. Interest is charged at a flat rate of 16% per annum. What is the monthly repayment? Alright, so for the first part of this question, we need to find out how much she ends up paying in total. So to do that, we have the flat rate. So I can use the flat rate interest formula again, which was that right there, and I need to find I this time. I'm going to start by substituting all the values I know into here. So RF is going to be 16, given there, flat rate of 16%. 100 times I don't know what that is. I'm trying to find that out. Principal is 14,700. She's borrowing that straight up. And time is going to be 3 years, so I keep that as 3. Alright, so once you're here, you can rearrange the formula so you get I by itself. But if you do that, you may risk yourself getting something wrong. So I'm just going to chuck that straight into the calculator using the solve function. That is the easiest way to do this question. So when doing that, press solve. There, type 16 equals, put in the fraction, 100. Times, I'm just going to call it x. You can put I if you really wanted to, but it doesn't matter which pronoun we use there. Times 3. And we're solving for x, so you've got to put comma x and enter, and there's your value. She's going to pay a value of $7,056 in interest. So I equals $7,056. $7,056, I should say. So that's interest. That doesn't give me the total amount she pays. The total amount she pays is going to be P plus I. So that's this plus that. So that will be 14,700 is my P plus $7,056 in interest. And once you work that out, that will give you a value of $21,756. So that's the total amount she pays. Once you've got that, you can just divide it by how many payments she makes. So she makes monthly repayments over a period of 3 years. So that means she pays 12 times a year for 3 years. So she's going to make a total of 36 payments. So to find out how much each monthly payment is, all you do is $21,756 divided by 36. And if you work that out, you'll find out that she makes payments of $604.33. Alright, now moving on to question 4. Sarah takes out a loan of $10,000 for 2 years. Find the total amount owing and the interest charge if this is firstly 4% per annum simple interest. So here we're just going to use the simple interest formula. I equals PRT over 100. So substitute those values in to find I. Principal is 10,000. Rate is 4, time is 2 over 100, and that will give you a value of $800. That is not your final answer though, because that just tells you how much extra she ends up paying. So to find out the final amount, there's the total amount we need to do that times the principal. So remember A was P plus I, that'll be 10,000 plus 800. That gives you a value of $10,800. That's how much she owes at the end. Alright, question B, 4% per annum, compound interest, compounding yearly. So we're just using a different formula for this one. Compound interest formula would be A equals, I'll just write it out there. So that's the formula we will be using. Alright, so just put in all your values into there. So A is going to equal, P is $10,000 again. 1 plus the rate is still 4 over 100 to the power of 2. It's still 2 years there. And if you put that into your calculator, you will get a value of $10,816. This is my final answer because it's already in A, which is the final amount. And last one, this one might be a bit difficult. It says 4% per annum compound interest, compounding monthly. So we've got our compound interest formula up here. And if you remember our credit card one was A equals P, 1 plus rate over 36,500 to the power of number of days. So it's exactly the same. The only thing we changed was dividing the rate by 365, which is the number of days in a year. And we now put the power to the number of days instead of the number of years. So that's for daily compound interest. So in monthly, it's very similar. We just need to change what we divide the rate by. We now divide the rate by the total number of months. So that's going to be rate divided by 120, or rate over 1,200 in this case, to the power of number of months. So that's the formula we're using here. If you know this one and this one, you should be able to get to this one. Alright, so to do this, we're just going to put in our known values again. P is 10,000 again. 1 plus the rate is still 4 over 1,200 to the power of number of months. So number of months in 2 years is going to be 24. And once you work that out, you will get a value of $10,831.43. That's your final value there. And once again, this is our final answer because it's already in A. Alright, and moving on to question 5. Alex has a credit card. He buys a bike for 2.5k. The credit card has a 1 month statement period and then an additional 40 interest-free days. After that, interest is charged at 24.3% per annum, compounding daily. Alex buys the bike on the 20th of September and plans to pay the full balance of the card on the 12th of December. Alright, so having a go at this, our first thing we need to do is find out how many days he has to pay interest for. So I'm going to start off by finding the number of interest-free days. So he buys it on the 20th of September. There's 30 days in September. So that means he's got 10 days left of his statement period. And he's also got an additional 40 interest-free days. So that means the total of interest-free days within this time is going to be 50 days. So next thing I'm going to do is find out the total number of days of his loan. So September has a total of 30 days. So from 20th September, which is when he makes the purchase, to 30th is going to be 10 days. Next we move on to October. October has a total of 31 days. So that's going to be 31 days there. And last one is going to be November, not the last one, sorry. November has 30 days. That's going to be 30 days. And then in December, it is from the 1st to the 12th, but the last day doesn't count. So that's only going to be 11 days there. It says assume no interest is charged on the last day. And if you add all these values together, you'll get a total of 82 days. And to find the number of days he pays interest for, it's going to be the total number of days minus the number of interest-free days, which is 50. So he's going to have to pay interest for a total of 32 days. Alright, once you've done that, what is the total amount owing by the 12th December? So now it's pretty easy. We just got the formula on the formula sheet. It's going to be A equals P. I'll just write it out there. To the power of N. So A equals, our principal was, let's have a look. He buys it by $2,500, so our principal is $2,500 because he hasn't paid any deposit. 1 plus the rate is going to be 24.3 there over 36,500, and the number of days was 32 there. And if you put that into your calculator, it will give you a value of $2,553.81. So that will be the total amount owing. And to find out how much interest he pays, it's going to be A minus P. So that's going to be 2,553.81 minus 2,500, and that will give you a value of $53.81. So that should be your answer there. Alright, so that brings me to the end of this video. Hopefully that did help you out a bit. If you do have any more questions, please let me know in the Google Meet. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all back online.